Hello everyone, this is going to be your love and relationship reading for April 2019. I'm going to be doing a 6-card spread using the Gaian Tarot this month. That's what I happen to have on me in here. I'm actually in a shop that I normally work in. So this will be for the rising sign, sun, or moon of every sign that I mention after this is over. And of course, because this is more specific, it may or may not resonate for you. If it doesn't, you may want to check out your other two out of your rising sun and moon, see if any of those resonate more. And I also have been forgetting to mention, you can also look up your Venus sign through these readings as well. You might actually find that your Venus sign rings more true for you than your sun, for instance. So I think I've said it all. Okay. Then I'll see you in a second with your love reading. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to say that I'm going to be doing, this reading is going to include all 3 options between those of you that are in relationships or coupled or have been in a relationship for a good while, those of you that are single and dating, and those of you who have just met someone or are just completely single. We're going to go into all of those options. So see you in a second. Hello Aries, here is your love and relationship reading. We shall see what comes out. I hope you guys are really well. I hope you survived Mercury retrograde just fine. And now that it's direct, things should be a little bit easier. With communication anyway. So this is for Aries rising sun and moon. For April 2019 for love and relationships. And let's see what comes out. I'm working with what I've got right now, so it's kind of a tricky situation over here. You're going to see me bending down a lot, so here we go. We're just going to be informal this month. I've got a bunch of newspapers on top of a cardboard box that I'm working with here, so. Okay, 3 more. Aries, rising sun and moon. These are going to be short readings, so they're not going to be that long. I might pick clarifiers, it depends. Okay. I'm going to show you your 6 cards. You have for love and relationships. You have Temperance, Lightning, otherwise known as the Tower, the Canoe, which is also called the Chariot, the Elder of Earth, which is also considered the King of Pentacles, the Star, and the Teacher, which is also called the Hierophant. So here we go. And I did pick clarifiers. Okay. We're going to start off with the present this time instead of the past. I'm just going to go into the present and the future, and then the future after that future. So you have the Elder of Earth with Temperance. For those of you that are in long-term relationships or committed relationships, it looks as if things have gotten extremely stable and even keeled and nice and balanced in your relationship. Either that or there has been balance has been needed, but it could also just be saying that things have stabilized. If there have been fluctuations in the relationship, it looks as if in the recent past, or I'm sorry, not the recent past, presently, they look stabilized. It looks very stable, secure. You can count on this relationship, or this person means what they say. Things have gotten to a really nice flow with the relationship. Things are flowing well. There isn't too much drama. If there has been fluctuations or fighting in the past, it looks as if things are being worked out now, or things have gotten much more calm and balanced than before. For somebody, it may be that you or your partner has made a concentrated effort to do this, where perhaps maybe before there was something going on with extremes. And I'm even getting possibly with getting stuck in ruts, or just acting a little bit too extreme, either with drinking or smoking, or something like that. But it looks as if you have gotten yourself, or they have gotten themselves, into a nice routine that is much more stable and even keeled than before. And for those of you that are single or are dating, it looks as if you may have met someone who is like the Elder of Earth, which is somebody who's extremely, in between the two of these, I'm getting someone who is extremely patient, extremely mellow, doesn't fly off the handle easily at all. Someone very balanced, someone that you can communicate well with, and someone who actually is very goal-oriented and pretty stable themselves with either their career or money or material status. All of those things look really nice and grounded with this person. They seem goal-oriented or productive. This may not be the most exciting of person, but this is someone that you can count on. And this is someone that you can rely on to mean what they say, to follow through with the things that they say they'll do, and someone who won't easily get into arguments with you. Possibly someone who's very spiritual as well, or someone who is very optimistic. So with these two, you have the Six of Water, which is also called the Six of Cups. And I'm getting this is a soulmate that feels very much like a kindred spirit or a dear friend as well as a lover. So if you have recently met someone that shows the qualities that I just mentioned, this person feels very comforting to you. This person seems very familiar to you, as if you have known them before. You feel secure and safe emotionally around this person, like you already know them, even though you have just met them. If this is a long-term relationship, it looks as if there's a renewal of love in the relationship where you're much more on the same page as each other now, or unified now, than perhaps you have been in the past. Or you guys are so stable and good and positive for each other that you can even reach your love out to other soulmates, as in dear friends, doing social things together. It seems as if there's a big spiritual bond here that feels very much like friendship. They're your best friend as well as your partner. And it seems as if you're on a similar spiritual path as each other. Or this may even be a lost love that you had once upon a time that you lost sight of, or you didn't know how to find them. It is possible for someone watching that you may become reunited with someone that you thought you lost. Or you almost couldn't believe you could find someone that made you feel this way. But it seems really unified and very heartfelt, very emotional. So, in the future, this is an odd one. You have two major arcanas together, and they're as different as night and day. And I got something kind of specific about this, that in the future, you may receive some kind of a shock in the relationship, or you may become aware of something that you weren't aware of before, or you may possibly even fear the destruction of a relationship, or that a relationship is ending. Oh, hang on. Okay. Here we go again. Okay, I think we were at, you may receive some sudden news, sudden revelation, or sudden awareness, or something, I don't know. This could just be a simple worry or fear over the destruction of the relationship. This could be on your end or on their end. They could be afraid that the relationship is coming to an end, or you could be afraid of this, or you're worried about the stability of the relationship, or there's just some sudden news or sudden happenings that possibly shakes the relationship up a little bit, or how you feel about it. It seems as if you're a little bit worried about the relationship remaining stable. Your expectations may be suddenly knocked off balance with the relationship somehow. Something happens sudden. Sorry. I'm actually working the shop today, and so this may be a little choppy if customers come in, but don't worry, my boss knows. Us shop ladies here get treated really well, and we have lots of free time to do other stuff. So, okay, where were we? You know what I'm kind of getting from this is that maybe the relationship got a little too calm, or a little too, almost too stable, or too boring for somebody. It almost looks like either you or somebody else is flying into a jealous rage, or there's like an attack of jealousy, or they suddenly feel that the relationship is threatened somehow, or you feel this way. But from what I'm getting here is if there has been a sudden eruption of jealousy in the relationship, as in feeling threatened by someone else, or just something snaps you out of your routine, or snaps you out of the nice, calm, kind of lukewarm feeling that the relationship had before. But the good news is that the star is directly below it, so this is kind of reminding me of Sleeping Beauty, I think it is, where the bad fairy came along and cursed her, saying that she was going to die by pricking her finger on a spinning wheel, but then the fairy godmother came along and said, no, I'm going to change it. I can't erase the curse completely, but I can alter it where she'll just simply fall asleep until she gets woken by true love's kiss or something. So whatever this is, whatever you feel threatens the relationship, or it may even be that if you have recently met someone, that they shock you somehow, or you get some kind of a shock about this person. You may be shocked, actually, some of you may be shocked that this person means more to you than you thought. Where it almost seems for some of you as if in the past or presently it's kind of casual, or reliable, or almost too reliable, but something happens in the future that makes you value it more, or makes you fear the loss of it, and that makes you realize how much this person actually really means to you. Or this could be flipped the other way around. But what I am getting with the Star card is that not all is lost. You may feel as if the relationship is threatened somehow, or the person is not who you thought they were, or something happens, but it's not as bad as you think. It actually has a very good chance of continuing through this temporary chaos and becoming something even more meaningful than it was before. You may even just be suddenly shocked by the realization that this relationship means a great deal to you, more than you thought, or this person is more special than you thought they were. Here comes somebody, hang on. Okay. So your clarifier with these two. Your clarifier with lightning and the star here is the Four of Air, which represents resting your mind or peace of mind, or focusing on balancing your mind. So this is leading me to believe that whatever this lightning is may not be as bad as you think it is. Or it may actually, for some of you, this may be in your head, and this may not actually be in reality, but something about either your reaction or the other person's reaction upsets things significantly. If this person is extremely calm and a very balanced person, and especially if they're a soulmate, if you're the person who temporarily blows up out of fears that you may have, or a misunderstanding of sorts, this may shock them, where they weren't expecting you to possibly lose it a little bit. But it seems as if, and it could be reversed as well, you guys. It can be that it can be worked out, especially through communication. You can talk to each other, figure this thing out, or if it's in your own head as far as fears or anxieties, or taking misinformation and letting your imagination run away with it, it may be a simple misunderstanding, or there may be more going on in this than you realize that isn't that bad. And so you do need to work on balancing your mind and staying even keeled. This may even be a temporary re-eruption of old issues cropping back up again after you guys went through a period of balance. If this is a long-standing relationship you're in, you most definitely can work it out by talking, or by going within and finding some mental peace yourself or them. So I see this situation as being able to be salvaged, and it may actually even bring you guys to a much better place than you have been. It's almost like a clearing of the air, or a quick eruption that clears the air and brings more hope and optimism into the relationship, or more peace into the relationship. Or you realize that it really was all in your head, or the other person realizes that and they're able to work things out with you. But it does seem like something comes out of the blue. It may even be external situations, like a long-lost relative suddenly shows up at your door and is going to stay with you guys for a number of weeks or something, and so it upsets things. But it looks like whatever is upsetting is able to be worked out. And if anything, it makes you realize that what you do have is extremely valuable, possibly more valuable than you realized. So after that, in the future, if this is someone that you have just met or just started seeing, or even if you're completely single and you're not interested in anyone, it seems as if you have a big revelation or realization of what you're really looking for. And if you have just met this person, you may have some kind of a temporary freak out where you think that the person has been fooling you all of a sudden, or the person isn't who you thought they were, but then you realize that it's all in your head and they're actually way better than you realized. I know it's kind of complicated to explain it, but so after that, in the future, it looks as if you have a newfound sense of where this relationship is going. It may even be that for some of you, you're traveling together in the future, or you're going on a trip together, possibly to spend some time in nature or to go see somebody important. This can sometimes mean marriage with the teacher here, otherwise known as the Hierophant. It seems as if you have some kind of a scare in the future that makes you realize you've got to lock down this relationship and really let the other person know that you do want this relationship to go someplace and you do want to be with them. It almost seems as if either you or the other person is hustling in order to keep you. They're afraid of losing you, or you're afraid of losing them, so you feel more urgent about locking down the relationship, so to speak, or making sure that you guys have common interests, goals, things that you would like to do together. I see a mutual interest in things like spirituality or knowledge in here, especially with Temperance. If we were looking at signs here, I would say there's a possibility for earth signs, fire signs, or even more specifically a Sag Taurus or a Cancer, but really it can be any sign. But I definitely see you as hustling or feeling almost urgent about letting the person know that you really do want this relationship. But it's interesting. You may very well be going on a trip together in the future with these two. You have the Seven of Air. And look at this. It almost looks like a vacation. Looks like there's a man canoeing. There's an herbalist teacher in the woods. There's this person with the map. You're just figuring out routes on what route to take in order to have this relationship move forward and become very solid with the teacher here. Or you may actually be going on a trip together to go do something really exciting or to find out new information. And you're thinking about your plans on where you would like to stay, the places you would like to check out there, thinking about future possibilities of. And when it comes down to just the simple statement of taking the relationship someplace, you're looking at how this can be done, or you're looking at how things could be readjusted in order to make sure that the relationship is moving forward, or where you would like this relationship to move forward towards. But it looks like you're figuring it out. Maybe taking a temporary break in the future to reorient yourself with this relationship so that it can move forward. It seems to me as if you guys are figuring it out together. If you've been in a long-term relationship that's committed, this looks like you guys have future plans you're working on what you would like to do in the future, what your common goals are, what you would like to manifest, how you would like the relationship to move forward. If you have just met someone, it looks to me as if a bunch of you are taking an exciting trip, or you're starting to talk with each other about your common interests or your common goals on how to cultivate this relationship properly so it can continue. It seems to me as if the two of you want this relationship to continue. There just needs to be some fine-tuning on getting expectations, or where you would like to go together, or what the rules of the relationship are, or I don't really know how else to put it. What route you want to take together, how to work things out. If you both live very active, busy lives, you may be even thinking about logistics on making sure that there's enough time together spent together and how to work that out with your schedules, something like that. And if you're completely single in the future, it does look as if you meet someone while possibly traveling through common interests or common goals that you have. This is someone that you admire for their intelligence. This is someone very calm, very grounded, very stable and solid. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me, you guys. So hopefully that helped or made sense. And I shall see you soon in the mid-month time for your mystery readings. Okay, take care, you guys.